Hi everyone, my name is Shania Amwa and I'm a member of Group 2. Today we'll be presenting our case study which applies the generalized program planning model to improve mental health services for college students at Rivers University. A case study in a university setting, subtitled A Strategic Approach Towards Enhancing Mental Health at Rivers University. Our presentation will cover the following components: the needs assessment, goal and objective setting, selection and development of appropriate interventions, implementation planning, evaluation planning, and the program logic model. Each section will be presented by a different member of our group, and below are the names of the group members. Now, to introduce you to our strategic approach, let me first tell you about Tulsa. Tulsa, Oklahoma is a growing metropolitan city with a population of 411,894 people as of 2023. It is recognized for its demographic diversity, including one of the highest proportions of American Indian and Alaska Native residents in the United States. Now, did you know Tulsa has one of the nation's largest concentrations of Art Deco architecture? I guess you didn't. Our certain focus is in Rivers University, and Rivers University is a mid-sized institution located in Tulsa. This school enrolls approximately 15,000 undergraduate students yearly. Nearly 45% of these student bodies are first-generation college attendees, and the student body represents more than 20 countries. Importantly, 4.8% of students identify as American Indian or Alaska Native, aligning with the broader cultural landscape of the city. In recent years, the university has observed a significant rise in student mental health concerns, including elevated rates of stress, anxiety, depression, and academic burnout. According to the most recent Health and Wellness Survey, 50% of the students reported experiencing high levels of stress, and 1 in 5 considered withdrawing from school due to mental health challenges. Now, despite the evident need, the university's counseling services are under-resourced, with only 5 counselors available to serve the entire undergraduate population. Wait times for appointments averages 3 weeks, and many students express dissatisfaction with access and support. This case study therefore explores a public health response to these challenges with an emphasis on equitable access, cultural competency care, and sustainable service delivery. Our goal is to present a practical and impactful plan to enhance mental health support for the Rivers University community.
The health behavior theory we decided to choose was the social cognitive theory. So basically, the social cognitive theory is about how we learn from the people around us and how our thoughts, actions, and environments all kind of bounce off of each other. One big idea in the social cognitive theory is self-efficacy, which just means believing you can handle something, like your mental health. So if students feel confident in managing their stress or emotions, they're way more likely to take steps to actually do it. Another part of the theory is about taking action, like doing things that are good for your mental health because you believe they'll lead to better outcomes. So maybe that's starting a new habit like journaling or just taking the first step in reaching out for help when you need it. When you see it making a difference, it motivates you to keep going, and students learn a lot just by watching each other. If someone sees their friend opening up about anxiety or going to therapy, it might then influence some to feel more comfortable to do the same thing. So, overall, social cognitive theory is all about how your personal experiences, what you see around you, and your beliefs all work together to shape your behavior. It's a loop and it can be a really powerful one.
Focused on understanding the major barriers that are impacting our students' mental health at Rivers University. We started by identifying the most pressing challenges on campus. One of the most critical issues and the key gaps that we are able to recognize is that there's rising anxiety, 3-week average wait times, and limited access to counseling services, as well as cultural barriers to help seeking actions. One of the major issues was not with the 3-week average wait time for students to access counseling services was that majority of our students were not only struggling with anxiety but depression, and most of the time it deters them from reaching out at all. Alongside that, we're seeing increasing rates of academic burnout, anxiety, and depression, issues that are affecting student performance, retention, and overall well-being. These challenges are not unique to Rivers, but they're amplified in the context by another layer, which is cultural stigma. In a diverse student population, stigma around seeking help can be deeply rooted in culture, and many students may feel uncomfortable or ashamed to pursue formal therapy. To ground our assessment in data, we reviewed national reports from the American College Health Association and American College Counseling Association. These sources confirmed what we're seeing locally. National trends show increased mental health needs across campuses and limitation in the ability and capacity of college counseling centers. So our case at Rivers reflects a broader problem in higher education. So definitely something that I think is a national issue. But we also looked at local community resources. One of the most promising ones would be Mental Health Association of Oklahoma, the MHAOK, which offers weekday services and suicide prevention training. Partnering with them could provide both students and staff with tools to respond to mental health needs more effectively. We also considered the value of peer counseling on campus, which provides relatable, low-barrier support that can ease students into more formal care when needed. And it allows them to be open with their beliefs and values. Based on all of this, we developed a problem statement for Rivers University that kind of encompasses everything that's being faced. Rivers University is facing a mental health crisis that is being intensified by longer wait times, limited service capacity, and cultural stigma. This is putting student emotional and academic well-being at serious risk. To address this, we've identified key stakeholders, including the university leadership, our counseling center staff, faculty, student government, and campus wellness organizations. These groups and organizations will be instrumental in not only implanting solutions, but also helping to shift the campus culture around mental health.
Goals and objective slides. Our main goal here is to make it easier for students to access mental health services and to reduce the stigma that often comes with getting help. A lot of students struggle in silence because they're worried about being judged or just don't know where to start. We want to change that by creating an environment where seeking mental health support feels normal and encouraged, not something to be ashamed of and hide. To turn that goal into something more measurable, we've created a SMART objective, being by the end of the year 2025, students' use of mental health services will increase by 25%, supported by telehealth services, peer mentorship, and faculty mental health training. And we're not just hoping it's going to happen, we have a plan to make this happen. So first, we're expanding telehealth options so students can connect with counselors more easily, even from their dorms or off campus. This is especially helpful for those who might feel anxious about walking into a clinic or who would just rather the comfortability of going on their laptop and finding virtual support. Next, we're going to be introducing peer mentorship programs. Sometimes talking to someone your own age who gets what you're going through can make a huge difference in someone's life. Peer mentors can help guide the students to the proper resources and offer real, relatable support since they're their age. And finally, we're focusing on faculty mental health training. Typically, professors and staffs are the first people to notice when a student is struggling. So giving them the tools to respond in a way that will make the student feel supported and informed can really help connect the students with the help that they need. Altogether, these strategies are aimed at creating a more supportive campus culture, one where mental health is prioritized, help is accessible, and no one feels alone in their struggles.
First, intervention strategy, which focuses on peer support counseling. This approach leverages the power of students to student connection. At Rivers University, we recognize that students often feel more comfortable opening up to someone who truly understands what they're going through, someone who's walking a similar path, basically. So in this program, Trained peer mentors will provide emotional support and practical guidance to fellow students. These mentors won't replace professional counselors, but they will serve as an accessible, empathetic first point of contact. This helps reduce the current 3-week counseling wait times and creates a more approachable gateway into mental health services. Research by Point and Haas shows that peer-led support programs can significantly reduce stress levels, improve mental well-being, and even foster stronger community among students. By promoting relatable, non-judgmental support, we can hope to reduce stigma, build trust, and ensure students don't feel alone in their struggles. And importantly, this strategy directly supports our SMART objective because we want to increase the use of mental health services by 25% by the end of the 2025 academic year. So, in our second intervention strategy is a direct approach. It is expanding access to mental health services through university-sponsored telehealth. So here, telehealth offers online therapy sessions with licensed professionals, making it easier for students to schedule and attend appointments, especially those who are juggling with classes, jobs, and extracurriculars. This flexibility is key for students who may feel a bit overwhelmed or unsure about seeking in-person help. Beyond convenience, telehealth also supports accessibility. Students with mobility issues, time constraints, or who live off of campus can receive care with fewer barriers. Faculty will also be trained to better support student mental health. They can recognize early warning signs and connect students to the right resources. Studies like the one by Oliogayan confirms that telehealth improves behavioral health outcomes for college students. Especially when paired with campus support, this strategy not only helps reduce counseling wait times, but it also ensures continuity of care for students who may need ongoing support. Together, peer counseling and telehealth create a comprehensive, scalable mental health solution that aligns with our goals and meets the diverse needs for Rivers University students.
Implementation, that is the action plan. This slide outlines our implementation strategy. The action plan is divided into 4 main phases, beginning with the selection and integration of a telehealth platform. This task will be led by the IT department during months 1 and 2, using the allocated funding and appropriate software tools. Next, during months 3 and 4, the University Counseling Center will coordinate training for mental health staff to ensure that counselors are prepared to deliver effective, culturally competent care through the new telehealth platform. Following training, student organizations will lead the promotion and launch of the program during months 5 and 6, supported by targeted marketing materials. The goal is to increase student awareness and engagement. Finally, from months 7 through 12, the university administration will monitor and evaluate the program using surveys and reports. The expected outcomes include improved access to services, reduced wait times, and increased student utilization of mental health resources.
The logic model is very much like a skeleton. It outlines the essential structure of our intervention strategies. It shows us how different roles and strategies work together to support the overall goal. Each part, from staffing and technology to outreach and evaluation, contributes to improving Rivers University's mental health services. This model aligns directly with our goals of reducing wait times, increasing students' engagement, and expanding access to mental health care. We've kind of explained the background for the logic model. Now it's time to take a look at the logic model that we've built for Rivers University. So with the logic model, as you can see that there's different phases and different levels. So the logic model will outline the full structure of our intervention at Rivers University. It's pretty much, as mentioned, a visual map that helps us make sure each part of our program, from what we put in to what we do and what we hope to change, is thoughtfully connected. At the top, we start with the program aim, which is to reduce wait times for counseling, increase student engagement with mental health services, and expand access through diverse and culturally relevant methods. The goals emerge directly from our needs assessment and reflect on the specific gaps that we've identified. The inputs include the resources and partnerships that make the program possible. So we look at the stakeholders in our needs assessment. This includes hiring additional counseling staff, expanding telehealth infrastructure, and collaborating with organizations like the Mental Health Association of Oklahoma. We're also using peer mentoring programs and student feedback systems as a core resource to ensure that the program remains inclusive and adaptable to all of our students. These inputs support our activities, which are the things that we actively do throughout the program. So some of the examples of that would include conducting mental health outreach events, implementing peer-led support groups, expanding teletherapy options, and conducting regular screenings for anxiety and depression. These are direct actions we plan to take to reach students where they are. From these actions, we expect measurable outputs. Things like the number of students served, how many events are held, or how often screenings are being completed. These are concrete deliverables that show how our program is moving forward and excelling. Then we look at our short-term and immediate outcomes. What are we going to gain in the coming times? These reflect changes we want to see in the behavior and perceptions, such as more students using counseling services, reducing stigma around mental health, and faster access to care. As we move further out in time, we hope these outcomes build toward the ultimate impacts. So our main goal is basically creating a healthy student body with long-term mental health improvements, stronger coping strategies, and a more supportive campus environment. What's important about the logic model is that it keeps us accountable. It shows us whether each part of our plan is aligning with the goals we set. It also provides a clear framework to guide implementation and evaluation. Ultimately, the logic model ensures our intervention is not just well-intentioned, but also strategic, coordinated, and capable of making lasting changes.
Now, let's talk about how we plan to measure the success of our mental health intervention at River University. We are using two types of evaluation. One is the process of evaluation. This one will track how well the program is being carried out, such as how many students are participating and how the services are being delivered. Our second one is outcome evaluation. In this one, we will focus on whether the program is actually improving students' mental health, which is our ultimate goal. A performance measure is clear and specific. We expect that at least 70% of the students who attend 2 or more sections will report feeling better within the 3 months. To make sure this happens, we will use validated mental health tools like PHQ-9 and GAD-7 surveys, along with attendance logs to track participation. We also plan regular monthly reviews and will refine an approach based on survey feedback. This improvement helps us make sure that the program stays responsive to students' needs. By keeping track of both how the program runs and what outcomes it achieves, we can make data-driven decisions to ensure that the support we provide. To wrap it up, our intervention at River University is designed to make mental health support more accessible, less stigmatized, and more effective. By combining peer mentorship and telehealth services, we are helping students to get the support they need faster in ways that feel safe and comfortable. This strategy does not reduce wait time. They also promote early engagement, which is the key to better outcomes. Our approach isn't just about offering service. It is also about building a campus culture that is responsive, inclusive, and proactive when it comes to mental health. With carefully planning, ongoing evaluation, and collaboration across departments, we believe this program can lead to a long-term impact on students' well. I want to leave you with a quote that captures the heart of our work. Mental health needs a great deal of attention. It is the final taboo and it needs to be faced and dealt with by Adam Ant. Together, we're taking steps to face it and to make lasting, meaningful changes for our students.